Hello, a new build tier list after mid-season update. Again, this is not a damage tier list, but how easy is the progression in seasonal mode. There was no nerfs in this update, only buffs. That means previous tier list is still good. However, let's start from the beginning, and I'm about to talk a lot. Question mark first. Blizzard requires quite a bit of investment. I really don't know which tier I should put it. I'm gonna keep it in here. Attack Impulse, I tried to make a build with it. I tried to make it work, but other attack enhancers are still good, like Marksman, Fighter's Rod, they are still better. I tried everything, it just doesn't work. Utility, so Veil of Protection, and this mainly comes from Aquila Eternity chest. Veil of Protection with that chest is so much better. Illusion Hook comes from Sep the Longing, their unique shield that makes it cast around you. It doesn't give you extra damage, but I think it's kinda cool. Poison Area, Surging Knowledge Necklace, gives you extra damage. Shockwave Arrow was buffed, but however, it still doesn't do enough damage. It's good if you are using for utility, for example, to apply cut or close projectile, something that gives you a little bit extra dummy trading damage, but not as a skill to use. Vision Shift, as a movement skill, is the best. If you can use it on Scepter, Wand and Staff builds, use it. It's really nice. Requires quite a bit of mana, but if you can solve mana, it becomes such a great utility skill. Whirlwind, I'm gonna keep it in utility, even though you can do damage with it, you can do low level maps with it. However, it's all about triggering with Whirlwind, and you can't trigger right now. I should keep it actually in question mark. I don't know about it. Whirlwind Barrage, same thing. It got a lot of single target damage. You could run fast maps with it, low level maps, but you can't trigger it with anything. Like, there is no good trigger skills right now. Triggering is just not good even after the buffs to spell activation on hit. Daunt. In here, Arctic Shard. They keep buffing it, but the main problem with it is how the way projectile works, and they hit count from projectiles, and they are not fixing it. Right now, how much damage you do with that skill depends on your position and on enemy position, and it's weird. Black Plague, don't do it. There is Lingering Boots. You get so much damage dampenings, but the damage, I don't know, it just doesn't work. Toxic Flame, again, they keep buffing it. There is unique weapon for it, and the main problem is it has no tags. You can't use any of the good skill runes, link runes that we have right now. You can't use energies. You just can't use anything. That skill has no link runes. That's the main problem right now. Frostbomb has some issues. Something with unique. Maybe if unique was working correctly, it would be a really nice skill to trigger with. But right now, I'm gonna keep it Daunt until they fix it. Flames of Death. Daunt, it's not good. It has no tooltip, it has no damage, and the gloves doesn't change anything. Icy Arrow, again, doesn't have the tooltip. It has unique weapon, but my opinion, if you need to use unique weapon to make your skill good, you're already losing damage because it's occupying your weapon slot. Icy Arrow, no. Lightning Strike, they keep buffing it. It still needs a little bit of push. If they give it a little bit of push, I think it could be B tier, but right now don't. Bombardment, I have nothing much to talk about. Scorching, actually let's keep it like this. Scorching Arrow, even with the neck, it's still not good. Again, depends on your position because the way the projectiles interact. It has good single target damage. If they can fix somehow the interaction, it could definitely be tier list, but right now, right there. Explosion Arrow, Burn Arrow, I have nothing much to talk about. Just Daunt, Spinning Dagger Daunt, Skewer Daunt, Dagger Throw Daunt, Fear Strike Daunt, Domain of Strength Daunt. If you want to do a spell build, I'm gonna show you a few. However, I don't know in which tier list to put them. That's why I did an additional one that's called spells. In my opinion, even with all the changes, they are still not good. Damage scaling, it's still super hard, and the investment required to have any significant damage is just mind-blowing. So, Wings of Ignition, Condense, Thorn Explosion, Lightning Wave, Electric Ball, Fireball, and Frostball. You can try to make something with these skills. You should be able to do Fireball and Frostball was buffed. They have extra projectile count right now. That helps quite a bit. Electric Ball was buffed somehow. If you use projectile deceleration, you should be able to pump a little bit of damage. Lightning Wave only works with a ring, but then again, you're using ring slot. It doesn't have that good single target damage, it doesn't have that good multi-target damage, but you could make something with it. Thorn Explosion was always good, there is like nothing much to talk about it. It has good single target damage. Condensed Fire is another one if you're scaling area effect. Condensed Fire could be nice. It has really decent damage, and it's nice visual also. Wings of Ignition is probably the best one. You can either awaken it to single target damage or multi-target damage. It's overall the best spell we have right now. So I'm keeping it in here. So these spells I would say do, if you are going to do something, do with those. After this, don't do anything with those. I just don't want to put them in don't list, because it starts to weird things with the tier maker, but yeah, don't do anything with those. There is like nothing good about those. Frost Shock maybe, Charge Release maybe, but after that, forget about those. They don't exist. B tier. I'm putting Absolute Hammer in here, and that's because you have single target damage. You do have multi-target damage, let's say. However, the interaction on map is so weird that I just can't play the skill. It's so weird, it's so slow. You're gonna see people doing like hard 5 maps with it, it's fine. As I said, it's not about damage, it's about progression, and I don't think if this skill is good for progression. B tier. Quick Slash, weird interaction with chain, scaling is kinda good, kinda mid, B tier. Lightning Arrow, again, has multi-target, doesn't have that much single target, but scaling is good. Wind Blade is the same problem as with the Ice Arrow. You need to have a weapon for the skill to work. That weapon is Moon Halo Dagger. Without the dagger, I wouldn't suggest to do it, and even with the dagger, I can't put it in A tier. It has to be B tier because of the investment. Rapid Shot was buffed, nothing too crazy. B tier has a lot of single target damage. In order to get multi-target damage, you need to use Chain or Split, any of the skills that give you multi-target interaction. Electric Shell Shot was buffed. It's a little bit weird. The multi-target interaction on this skill is not good, but right now it has quite a bit of damage because of the buff. Cross Lightning Arrow, again, it was buffed. Nothing too crazy, but I think it's worth to be in B tier. Piercing Arrow, B tier. Spread Arrow, Spread Shot, B tier. Spread Shot was buffed, however, it has no single target damage. It only has multi-target damage. Let's go into A tier right now. Fire Bomb Shot, it's nice, it has a bowgun, you can dual wield bowguns. It does have the damage, however, there is some kind of bug with projectile. It either doesn't shoot the projectiles or they just disappear, but it still works. It's still a good skill. I need to give some bowgun presentation in here, so Fire Bomb Shot. Frost Strike after the nerfs, it's A tier. I wouldn't suggest to do Frost Strike. There is other alternatives. The skill is not bad, but choose something else. Poison of Arrows, they keep buffing it, but I don't think if it's still in a good position. It has the damage, it has the multi-target damage, single target damage, area scaling is nice, it's good, but A tier. Virulent Slash was nerfed to the ground because of the damage dampenings. It still has the single target damage, but otherwise, it has weird interaction. The interaction is comparable to Absolute Hammer. It takes so much time to do damage that it doesn't feel that you're doing that much damage. Wheel Slash, a dot representation in here. You can make it, there are people doing hard 5s on this, especially on standard. but the investment it's required to scale it that high is very specific and really expensive time-wise. Firestorm, same issue as Ice Arrow or Wineblade. It requires a weapon. That weapon occupies your slot, and it requires so much more damage to get from somewhere else. I don't know. I'm keeping it A tier. It has the damage if you have the unique weapon. It does the damage, but it has to be in here. Freeze Arrow is new one. It was buffed hella good, but there is a problem, and it's a weird problem. It's a bug. I kept testing it a few days right now. I'm gonna do a build guide on it, unless I think that it might be too hard for new players to understand, but I want to explain it right now. So the problem is that this skill has area of effect tag. That means it should scale with area of effect damage, and it does. But it only does from link runes. I tested concentrated area damage. It was giving it so much damage, but if you are using Zodiacs or any other area damage, it doesn't scale. And it's a really, really weird situation when on the skill board you can use area of effect tags, but on your items and on your Zodiacs you can't. That's why even like this, the damage is decent. It's not, of course, it's not even close to ICA if we compare similar skills. However, it does have better damage than Lightning Arrow or any of the B tier lists. But as I said, be aware of the interaction of the bug. If they fix the bug, it could be such a good skill, but right now I'm gonna keep it A tier just because it was buffed, and it might be even better. Unleash Lightning, nothing much to talk about, it's good. Shield Strike, it's good. Cross Slash, a little bit of dagger representation in here, it's good. S tier. And there is like nothing to talk about it in here. Earth Blow, good, insane. Ogre Arrow, single target, insane. Multi-target, non-existent. Fire Blow, insane. But you need to have, I don't know, like blindfolds or something, because the visual on this skill is I can't watch it. I can't play the build because I can't look at the visual. ICA, just overall really good. Throw Explosive, the best. I really like Throw Explosive. It has insane amount of damage, and it's a bowgun representation. Definitely in here. Even in here. For me, it's in here. By the way, the priority, how I do the skills, don't pay too much attention, because it's easier for me to explain when I do it in the order that I know how I want them. But it doesn't mean that they do the damage in that order or anything else. It's just easier for me. Crescent Slash, Deadly Poison and Dagger representation, a really good skill. If you want to do daggers, do Deadly Poison Claw, get the gloves, the damage is insane. Fissure after the buffs, it's good, it's really good. If you have the gloves, it's even better. Frostwave after the buffs, it's good, really good. Lightning Vortex after the buffs, it's good, really good. S tier for sure. Combo, Explosive Slash, and Fire Sentry, just Sentry representation, and Wrathful is just minion representation in here, but these two are probably the best choices if you are doing those builds. This is the end. This is the whole tier list after the mid-season update. I talked a lot. I tried to explain as much as I can. Most of these skills I tested. I know how they work, and it's my opinion. Of course, there is gonna be people that disagree with me, and even you might be able to see some of the skills that I in here in like B tier list or in Dawn tier list that people are using in standard and doing a good amount of damage. But I'm gonna repeat myself, that you have a limited amount of time in the season to do your progression, while people in standard been playing this game for a lot of time. Another thing is, if you are doing insane amount of damage on something like Earthblow build, or I don't know, Crescent Slash build, you can switch into any other build and you're not gonna lose that much of your damage. That's the thing. So when you keep checking players in standard or in other modes, remember that if you're already doing a lot of damage, you can make almost any build work. That's it. That's everything I want to say. GG's. Bye bye. See you in the next one.